My little ghosts, welcome back to the channel. In today's reading, we are going to take a look at where your connection with this person is going. And for the most part, this reading is going to be addressed for romantic relationships. So if you are not currently in a relationship, you might be asking about an ex. If you feel like there might still be something there that could be potentially sparked again. But for the most part, like I said, it's present romantic relationships. And as you can see, we have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile 1 here with this skeleton holding a heart. We have the burning heart for pile 2. And we have the crystal heart for pile 3. You can pick intuitively based on the sticker that you like or based on the deck that draws your attention first. Feel free to pick more than one pile if you might be potentially asking for more than one connection. If you don't find your person or your connection in the pile that you choose, I would pick a different one or watch another video just in case there is no message for you here, or do whatever you feel like doing. So without further ado, I will see you in your reading. Hi there, pile 1, welcome to your reading. I have to ask you guys, are you okay? Are you okay? Because it seems like you're going through it. You seem like you're going through a lot. I feel like in your connection, in your relationship right now, it seems like there's a time of distancing and separation. Could be physical, but I feel like it's more mental and emotional than anything. You might be living under the same roof. You might be together, like in the same city and, meeting from time to time, but I feel like there's some sort of disconnect between the two of you. And that is because at the moment, your relationship seems to be taking a break because you guys need some time to focus on yourselves. I do believe, I'm gonna say from the get-go, there isn't a set destiny for your relationship, because it seems like Spirit is saying overall, no matter if you choose to go forward with this person or if you choose to separate from this person, neither is wrong, and you will still get to where you need to go to learn your lessons and to receive your blessings. Okay, so this isn't a matter of like right or wrong, good or bad, but I will tell you what else I see in here. The Cave card, first of all, this is number 32, and 32 also reduces to a 5 in numerology, which is a number of change and destabilization, evolution, and coming out of your comfort zone. The Cave definitely talks about a period of retreat, a period of time where you find your resources and your answers more so within than without. You feel the need to focus more on your heart space, focus more on your needs, your wants, but more so your needs. And it kind of goes back to the basics. What are the basics that you need in order to thrive, to be okay? The Cave also reminds me of the Hermit card, which basically talks about the same thing, kind of disconnecting from the world in general, from any stimuli, pretty much. Yeah, anything that could excite you, anything that could distract you. Okay, so you can actually go back into yourself and focus on what's really important to you. I actually want to read a little bit from the guidebook for you, just in case there's something I'm missing that might resonate. So let me find number 32 for you. There it is. So the Cave. The Cave talks about the dark, the portal, and the interior. Those who are fortunate enough to find and enter the Cave are forever changed. It is a place of potent power, acting both as a portal to another realm and a space for sacred ritual and initiation. The Cave is a place to return for meaningful retreat, where one can see the true self in the darkness. In esoteric teachings, the Cave is known to reside in the center of the heart. And I do feel like, especially if you are going through hardships in your relationship, if you have noticed that you have more conflicts than usual, or things are tense and life is kind of just testing you, whether it's on your own or just putting pressure on the relationship itself, I do feel like this is the way to test out what you guys are made of, and if you actually want and need this relationship in the long term. And I also feel like some of you might consider running away because you realize that this relationship is not necessarily a retreat. Like, this is not necessarily a safe space from the world where you can get yourself nice and cozy. But what is? Yourself. You are the one you should turn to when shit hits the fan, when things get tough. You're the safe retreat that you can always turn inwards towards. Okay, so you're gonna realize through this connection, in the long run, that you've always held the power to get yourself out of a pickle. And some of you, I just heard some of you might hate pickles, or your partner might hate pickles and you might love them. It seems like there's some sort of disconnect where it comes to like who likes pickles. Also olives might be like one of those things where it's like, I love olives, those are disgusting, how can you eat that? Okay, so I feel like this relationship is definitely helping you see that you've always been the only person you've ever needed to feel better. To feel better in like any given situation. Like, yeah, you might find empathy and compassion and a pat on the shoulder from your partner or from anyone else for that matter, but they will never be able to soothe you quite like you can soothe yourself. Okie dokie. Within its walls, the whispers of compassion and self-understanding can be heard. What did I just say? What did I just say? Yet because of its mystery and power, many of us fear the cave and never try to find it. We busy ourselves in the bright lights of the city, while the cavernous and dimly lit chambers calls out to us in the night. Where is your cave? You already know. Return to it and tend the fire. I'm so excited because this is reiterating exactly what I was talking about. Most people will try to find external distractions to soothe themselves, but this relationship is proposing you forward to find that the only thing you need to feel better, to soothe yourself, is basically you. And some time alone can be really, really precious. And it doesn't mean that the relationship is growing distant and cold. It just means that you guys are going through a transition, a period of time where you need more space, and that's okay. That's totally fine. That doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the relationship or with you guys. All right. It also says, slowly and steadily, crystals of enormous magnitude grow within the dark confines of the caves. Let the cave teach you patience. Once again, it is not overnight that you guys will turn this relationship into something precious. It's gonna be inviting and mysterious and alluring at first, right? But it takes time for that cave to grow crystals, okay? So it takes time for your relationship to finally give you what you're expecting, I guess, out of a relationship or even marriage for some of you. That compassionate understanding and almost like telepathic understanding of your needs. But it takes time because, yeah, there's a lot of things we need, and you know, it's not easy to learn unless you're exposed to situations that bring into light those sides of us, I guess, for our partner to see, examine, understand, memorize, and use in our benefit next time something comes up. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, let's move on and talk about the Delphin Dragon, which in this guidebook he is representing number 30. So 3 is also the number of creation. It's the numbers 2 and 1 reunited. It's singularity and duality uniting to form something bigger. So this relationship definitely has a creation aspect. It brings to surface and combines ideas and experiences that you guys have had to show you new things about yourselves and the world. I also feel like this Delphin card is also saying heal and be healed, or swim through the rapids. So again, neither of these choices is bad, but I do feel like the emphasis once again is put on your emotions first of all, because this is like a water elemental or like a water related elemental, and not elemental but entity, excuse me. Delphine basically says no matter what you choose, whether you choose to go forward or whether you with this person or you choose to go on your own, you still learn something. You might go through hardship either way, but it's like pick your heart. Are you gonna toughen up and go through the emotionally exhausting lessons in this connection, or are you going to disconnect and deal with potentially something else, like I don't know, healing yourself in a different way and finding ways to heal others potentially in the long run, once again on your own, not necessarily in a connection. So and a lot of the times the connections don't do much else but show us what we're already wounded with, what we're already dealing with, where we struggle, because they function kind of like mirrors. And I don't know if you've noticed that in a relationship you get triggered a lot more than you do when you are on your own, because there's someone there to actually trigger parts of you that were still wounded. And so this is basically triggering a mechanism that teaches you with patience how to have compassion, how to understand, how to not hurry to a conclusion or to hurry to fix a situation even though the means are not exactly at hand yet. So yeah, I do feel like you're being given free will and freedom of choice here. This relationship could weather the storm, I guess. Is that how you say it? Basically persist through the storms, or find a port where you guys can both leave the ship. Like that was a fucking, I wasn't even trying to make ship related jokes, but they just fucking come, don't they? The ship, the relationship, get it? Anyways, I'm cringe today. Not to mention that always there has to be something related to pirates, right? Because you guys know I just freaking love pirates. So let's talk about the hunter. The hunter energy, number 27, could be significant. So these numbers could be referring to your age or specific dates, or any number that could hold specific particular meaning for you. So 27 reduces to a 9, 32 which reduces to a 5, and 30 which reduces to a 3. Maybe birthdays. So the hunter basically talks about going back to your basic needs. The hunter mostly talks about not wasting, especially when it comes to what you need, like your basic needs in order to survive. Don't take more than you really need, and the cave is here to show you what you really need. So don't ask from a partner more than they can offer you, or don't ask more. Don't be spoiled, I guess. Don't be lazy in a way of, oh yeah, I'm just gonna ask them to fulfill my inner void because I don't want to do the work myself, so I'm just gonna be codependent and ask for the world from them and have the expectation that they will make me happy, and if they don't make me happy, then I'm gonna punish them because there's something wrong with them, they don't love me anymore, or I'm gonna leave them and sabotage this whole thing before they can leave me. So yeah, this is a long story, but basically it talks about codependency, and how we can latch on to other people to fix our problems, because we don't even know what our basic needs are, and yet we expect other people to fill them. So for example, let's say you're in a stressful period of your life, because you don't take the time to ask yourself, okay, what helps me de-stress? Maybe it's reading a book, maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's doing some yoga, maybe it's watching a movie, maybe it's eating a healthy meal. Instead, you're just expecting your partner to take all of that away when they're dealing with their own shit too, and basically that's codependency, right? And you might even be exhausted and give your partner something, expecting for them to give you something in return, where they might not even have that energy. And I've seen something recently that really resonates with this reading, and it goes something like, when you give, if you give with the expectation of receiving something back, that's codependency. But if you give freely, you give from an overflowing cup. So you give from having more than enough. So you don't expect anything in return because you're already happy and pleased and you have everything you need. So
you're just happy and you want to help that person out a little bit too. Once again, not getting toxic and expecting them to rely on you 100% to fix their problems. So we also have someone the otherworldly with number 10, and 10 is a number of completion. So a certain chapter in your life might be ending, something new might be starting in this connection. Maybe you guys were at a distance and are now physically together. I do feel like you have basically manifested something that you guys thought was impossible, but you pictured it in your heads. And now it's here. Maybe you moved in together. Maybe you got an apartment together. Maybe, like I said, you were at a distance and you finally finished the applications, the visas and whatnot to be together. But this card basically says create something that has not been created before. And it might even mean that this relationship is quirky and it does not necessarily function like other people's relationships. And that's totally and completely fine. Find what works for you. Don't base it off of anyone else's textbook, okay? It doesn't have to be a textbook type relationship. Don't compare yourselves to others and how others' dynamic and relationship works. You guys are totally different people with totally different needs. Your needs are going to shape what your relationship looks like. So don't be afraid to do something different here and try out new things. Also, we have the Witch with number 43, which also reduces to a 7. Now 7 is a very spiritual number, and this card itself is extremely spiritual. It basically talks about using what you have, using your energy and transmuting it and alchemizing it and transforming it into something you like or can benefit off of. So in other words, think of this situation as, what is this trying to teach me? What can I gain from this situation? What can I learn from here? How can I grow from here? Because no matter if I stay with this person or leave, in your specific situation, it seems like, if you resonate with so far, it seems like you don't necessarily have more or less to lose or to gain staying or leaving from the relationship. It's a matter of what do you think is of most benefit to you? What do you think is going to help you grow? And if you stay, do you think you're running away from something? And if you leave, do you feel like you're running away from something? Do that. I would say do that thing where you feel like, oh, if I do this, I'm not running away from my fears anymore. So yeah, that's what I'm getting here. We're also gonna move into the tarot now and actually see some more details, I suppose, on how your relationship is going to play out in the future. And I have to compliment you guys on your taste. If you picked this deck and this sticker, you have absolutely immaculate taste. This is one of my favorite decks to work with. Alright. So, let's see, Spirit. I actually think I am gonna take reversals this time. How is Pile 1's relationship going to evolve? Where is this relationship going? Where is it headed? So we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Love to see it, because the Ten of Swords here, it talks about you've already received like the worst of this situation. So from here on now, it only gets better. You've already hit rock bottom, and if anything, rock bottom for you was mostly mental and ego related, sort of. So like words that were meant to hurt you, or words that you said that were meant to hurt your partner in order to defend yourself or make sure you're, I don't know, attacking back to kind of square things up, to make, you know, to reestablish balance and fairness, you know, in an effed up way. But yeah, I do feel like things are going to ease up for you. There was a lot of stress on you lately. Perhaps people have abandoned you and you worked off of that. Perhaps you feel like the weight of the world was on your shoulders. There's a tendency to overthink here as well. So yeah, you can be your own worst enemy, and it definitely did not help the connection at large, because if your partner does the same thing, well, you know, this can quickly escalate into something not very productive, let's say. We have the Ace of Wands, so there is a new beginning for you people, and there is a new beginning where Where you are the one directing the directing the direction. What's another word I can use here? Setting the direction for this relationship. And I do feel like you guys are gonna start over around spring, a lot more strongly and with more energy. And I feel like that's where you guys are gonna have a boost, financially, energetically, even sexually, if you're into that. Be weird to have a bunch of asexuals, huh, on my channel, but I bet you guys are, you know, a little bit of everything. We're very open here. I'm not judging anyone. You do you, boo. So with this Ace of Wands, I do feel like for most of you it's gonna be during the, I don't know, month of April, May, that things ease up, like seriously ease up. I'm uploading this towards the end of January 2025, but whenever you happen to see this, maybe spring has a specific meaning for you. But regardless, I feel like in a few months, in a matter of months, maybe even a month, this could be one, you guys are going to definitely see an improvement. And with the Magician here, once again, you are going to be the ones that are directing how you want this relationship to go. And I do feel like you're going to have the right resources, the right tools to make things work better. So you're going to have enough money, enough energy, mental clarity, and emotional stability. Okay, these things are coming, not to worry. What else can we say for pile one? Where is this relationship headed? Okie dokie, we have the Ace of Cups reversed, we have the Six of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So I want to start with the obvious. There is definitely success. People will even tell you like, hey, you guys were going through a rough patch there, like congratulations. I haven't, God knows I haven't been able to make it in my relationship. I got a divorce or I broke up, but like you guys made it. Oh my God, like congrats, like you've made it through the worst of the worst. I guess like maybe the first 3 years or 5 years of a relationship or of a marriage are the most difficult, I suppose. So if you kind of make it out of that bay, you're gonna be just fine. But yeah, there's something about that here that I wanted to mention. I don't feel like this hardship is gonna go on for like, just to reassure you, like 3 years or 5 years, but I do feel like you're gonna maybe have more of these chapters where fights are prevalent, or there's just like a power dynamic and you want to split up because life was easier when you were on your own and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I feel like you guys are gonna make it just freaking fine. With this Ace of Cups reversed here, I do feel like you guys have to temper out your emotions and your emotional outbursts, and you do need to accept the fact that peace comes from within, not from without. And maybe you guys based your feelings off of one another. So, oh, if they have a rough day, then I have a rough day. If they feel shitty, then I feel shitty. Like, don't do that, because if you do that, you're both gonna feel shitty all the time, pretty much. Unless like some exterior circumstance changes. Don't base your emotions on exterior circumstances. This Ace reversed basically says turn inward. Okay, this is not an exterior offer, this is an interior one, and it's an offer that you make to yourself. Make an offering of peace for yourself, you know what I mean? Like, give it to yourself to find peace without depending. Don't feel obligated to depend on the other person, or don't feel like the other person is obligated to give you peace in any way, shape, or form. It's your responsibility here. And it's also like, I love this because it actually comes after the Magician, and it basically says peace is in your hands. It's always been in your hands. It's always been up to you. You have the power. It's empowering you. Okay. And also we have the Knight of Pentacles. And I just got another message that I gotta get out. Don't feel shame, because some of you might feel shame for feeling at peace when someone else around you feels shitty. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel like you have to feel shitty just to please someone else. Some of you might have grown up with parents where if they were in a bad mood, the whole household had to be in a bad mood automatically. And I can see how that's difficult to break. But I'm just reassuring you, it's okay to feel good, even if someone else that you care about feels shitty. Because guess what? If you feel shitty, they're not gonna have a problem feeling good. And you, if you love them, wouldn't want them to feel shitty. If you love them, you would want them to feel good. Same goes, it goes the same way, the other way around. If they feel shitty but they love you, they wouldn't want you to feel shitty too. Okay. So to finally talk about this Knight of Pentacles, this Knight of Pentacles is basically finding your own pace, not too fast, not too slow, just the right speed for you guys to advance in the relationship, knowing when to take a break. I also feel like this has something to do with overworking. You guys might both have a tendency to chase that bag, which is not bad, but might be damaging for your personal self-care and then damage the relationship in return. I almost busted a nail. This Knight of Pentacles basically talks about pacing yourselves when it comes to achieving your goals, and also having personal goals separate from the relationship. You can still do that. You can still absolutely have those. So we're gonna finish this up with some advice from Spirit. Now I'm freestyling this, so we're gonna use the tarot. So, and we're gonna take 3 cards, and we're not gonna take reversals, just putting that out there. And one more shuffle. And Spirit, let's see what advice you have for my pile ones when it comes to their relationship. I feel like this wants to come out, and it's a 6 of Wands again. So don't be afraid to be proud of yourself. Be proud of what you have achieved. Be happy for yourself, damn it. Don't wait for other people to clap for you. And the 7 of Wands, yeah. And if someone, especially like your partner in this circumstance, if someone attacks you for feeling good, or they try to demean you for feeling good about yourself, feeling good about where you're at, take a step back. I wouldn't necessarily say attack. I would say defend yourself if need be, or just take a step back and kind of pick and choose your battles. This is not an offense kind of card. It can also talk about knowing when to retreat so the conflict doesn't escalate. And we also have the World, so expanding your horizon, expanding your view of the world. And we also have the fixed signs here. So I feel like having more of a backbone could be important for you in this relationship. Don't let the relationship demean you or steal your individuality, your independence, or the speed at which you advance and, you know, your objectives and your goals, because this was at the back of the deck. So pile 1, this is pretty much where I'm gonna leave your reading. If you guys are interested in seeing my tarot deck or my oracle deck, you can find so through the link for my Etsy shop in the description. You can book a private reading with me through my Instagram, also in the description. You can follow my social media apps, also in the description. You can follow my secondary YouTube channel, which is Creepypasta Rituals, also in the description. And yeah, if you want to support me, I would very much appreciate if you could like this video, leave me a comment down below, tell me how it resonated for you, and subscribe, and of course click on the notification bell. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for being here. I hope you guys figure out whatever's going on here, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi there, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So I want to preface this by saying that if any of the messages in this reading are too much for you, you can totally just skip this video altogether, because I'm gonna put a trigger warning out there. Some of these messages are a little harsh, I guess. They're truths that you might not be ready to integrate, so watch at your own risk, I guess. Nothing that you will hear here is going to hurt you in any way if you don't accept it, but I do feel like the only way it could hurt you is because it's showing you something you don't want to see about yourself. Okay, so it's nothing bad, it's just something that, you know, personal triggers, personal trauma that could be reflected in here. So yeah, let's talk about what's going on with this connection, where it's headed. For a select few of you, I will say, This connection could be getting stronger in the next 6 months or so, because you guys are going to be faced with one another's ugliest side, and you will basically see everything that your partner has not shown you before. I feel like that's going to come to light. For others, I do feel like you will question whether this relationship is for you or not. So with the tempo here, this card, this is 39. 39, I do believe, reduces to a 3, because we have 3 plus 9, so 12, and 12 reduces to a 3. So yes, this card talks about what you worship in your life. What are the values and the principles that are most important to you? Do you care about your image, the way you look, the way you dress? Do you care about money? Do you care about status? Do you care about love and relationships? Do you care about art? You know, whatever it is, and it's not just one principle, it's multiple of them. What are you in awe of, and what do you find reverence for in this life? It's also a card that talks about finding gratitude and finding, I don't know, kind of like falling in love with life again, and understanding that every aspect of it is sacred and it's a reflection of God, of the creator, of the bigger universe. Okay, we are just like a micro expression of the universe, not necessarily with our life on earth, like with its all its experiences, but just our body is like, our body in itself is a temple. It's a reflection of the universe. Everything works in perfect synchronicity. It's a well-built system that, you know, helps us live. And yeah, life is pretty much the most spectacular thing out there. So your relationship is basically going to have you take a look at what it is that you value and what it is that's sacred to you, what you will never betray, or what you've betrayed before but you'll never betray again. And it can also, for some of you, talk about renegotiating or kind of redefining your spiritual or religious life. For some of you, especially if you've been in stricter spiritual or religious systems, like established religions or cults or anything like that, where there's like hard and fixed rules and maybe even laws, whatever, your relationship is going to redefine that for you. Something is going to happen that's going to have you question your belief system, your beliefs, and what you're here on earth for. For some of you, I do feel like it's an ugly sort of truth. Like, why am I here dealing with this person's mess when I could be out there doing art and inspiring others and preaching love? And I don't know, something, it does kind of sound like hippie or something like that. But you know what? If that's your truth, live it. And I feel like some of you might decide that if this relationship does not support your belief system, you might be better off by yourself. And with this, I want to move on to talk about the Avebury Matriarch. This is a card number 13 in this deck, and 13 in the tarot basically describes, represents the death card, and it basically talks about change. Leaving something behind or something changing completely in your life. But this card here specifically does talk about going back to, first of all, going back to more nature-based religion or like spirituality, connecting more with like the old gods, or working with the cycles of nature. It also talks about connecting with nature by grounding yourself, or like walking barefoot, or just spending time in nature, just taking in all its bliss and awe and glory, and just being mesmerized by just walking into a forest or walking on the beach and contemplating the horizon, the water, the shells, and you know, this kind of just reminds you that the little problems of life that we deal with are literally taking our focus away from such beauty and you know, things that could calm us down in 5 minutes if only we allowed it to do so. So reconnecting with nature to calm yourself down and ground yourself could also be something that your relationship is helping you to achieve in the next 6 months or so. And I specifically got 6 months for you guys. It could be more or less, but Spirit told me to mention that as a timeline, so it probably did so for a reason. This card specifically, the matriarch, talks about trauma inherited especially from the mother's lineage, I guess. That's how you say it. I hope so. Anyways, so yeah, especially if you identify as a woman, if you're a woman, you might have mommy issues, to put it plainly, I guess. You might be even feeling like you don't deserve love, but everyone else needs to receive your love and your healing. You might be neglecting yourself. You might be, trigger warning, perhaps you see this in yourself. Maybe you have a tendency to be like a pick-me, or you know, oh, I never got along with girls. I always get along with guys better. Something like that could be a little problem here. And the relationship pretty much emphasizes these aspects of yourself. That's why I say like the whole reading has a vibe of trauma related to it. So if this is too much, maybe save it and listen to it later, or do whatever you feel you need to do. But yeah, there's trauma related to the mother's line. And I would also say, if you have noticed a specific pattern that's reoccurrent with your mom and your grandmother, maybe you even know your great-grandmother or your aunts or aunts, however you want to pronounce that, I would say if you recognize that you're starting to repeat that pattern, this is your sign, and this relationship is your sign basically that it's time for you to break the cycle. You do not need to carry the wounds, the trauma, and the patterns of your ancestors, period. You totally don't. No. This is your sign that you are absolutely allowed to break free, and more than anything, you are encouraged to break free, because through you breaking this chain, ironically enough, you are also going to offer some healing to your ancestors, because they will see that this energetic pattern is finally broken, and this offers them a feeling of relief. You are never truly cut off from your ancestry line. So whatever makes you feel better, it also helps the lineage forward and backwards. Okay, so leave behind any trauma, any patterns related to your mother line. Now, let's talk about this reflection card, because this is one of the hard ones to describe. Reflection, it basically says in your relationship you could see mirroring patterns. Whatever you are experiencing in terms of hurt and pain and trauma, your partner might be experiencing as well. And it's like you guys are clashing because you both need the same thing and you don't have that thing to give to the other. And it's like you're both starving and you keep asking one another, can you spare some food? Can you spare some food? And the other one's starving and it's like, can you spare some food? And it's like, no, what do you mean? Like, I need food. But no, but I need food. And it's like you're both starved of something that you cannot offer one another. And this reflection card also talks about taking a hard look in the mirror at yourself, who you are now, what led you to become this person, and is this person who you want to be? Is this person someone you are proud of? Or is it maybe time for you to do something to change your environment, to change who you are? And with this, I actually want to go back to the guidebook. Let me see. We have number 32 here, by the way. So if this is significant for you, take it as it resonates. So yeah. You are being guided to acknowledge who you are at this time. Looking to the future is great, and so is setting goals. But how can you make a plan for where you're going if you haven't come to terms with where you are now? It can be challenging to stand in the truth of who you are today. No one wants to say, I'm overweight, or I'm in debt, or I'm sabotaging my goals. However, pretending these circumstances do not exist is like hiding under a sheet of paper in a rainstorm. It will protect you for a few moments, but eventually the water will soak through and you will be forced to face your reality, or in this case, your reflection. Reflection has come into your reading today to ask you to be honest with yourself. Stop hiding from the situation you are facing. You must use where you are as a starting place for any real change to occur. So there's definitely some changes that you want to make to yourself, I would say to the relationship as well. And for a few of you, I actually do see you walking away from this person because you realize your person is a reflection of you and you do not like what you see in that reflection. You do not like what you see in that person. There might be some attachment and there might be some just being used to the presence of this person in your life. So this person might be a comfort space for you, like you find it hard to break away from something you're already familiar with. But I do feel for a few of you, if this person is definitely not aligned with who you are and where you want to be and who you want to be in the future, in the long run, you will be walking away. You will be making that change. And this is underlined on top of that by this 23 card here. I hereby grant you the power to make me unhappy. Because what this card basically says, other than that your person might not necessarily be making you happy, fulfilling your needs, vibing with you and what you're passionate about, I'm gonna make a parenthesis here and add, if you guys are passionate about a specific subject or you have a special talent or special skill or a hobby, or you like maybe you like the Lord of the Rings saga, or maybe you like Twilight or painting or something specific like that. Your partner might not be into that at all, but they also don't try to show interest or encourage you. They don't share it with you at all. Like, not even when you try to share like a tad bit of it, like, hey, look at this, like I can do this, or I like this, what do you think? I feel like even in those circumstances, your person is like, meh, that's boring. And they kind of just dismiss you and they dismiss what you like, and they always kind of push what they like and their hobbies and their passions onto you, like that's better in a way. So yeah, I will say this card here further emphasizes to me the fact that someone in your life has gotten too close to you. Not that you're not supposed to let people get close to you, but this person specifically does not make you happy anymore, does not vibe with you, does not support you, and therefore a lot of you will decide to impose your boundaries on this person, and most of the cases here will be detaching, like basically letting this person go out of your life. For others, it could be that you simply tell this person, I don't like how you dismiss such and such about me. I don't like how you never, or don't say never, actually, don't say never. I don't like how you don't validate XYZ about me, or you never show interest in that. I said never again. Don't say never. You don't show interest in that, period. Or I feel like you don't show interest in that. It's important not to use never, or you never do this, or you always do that in a relationship, because that is going to be perceived as an affront, as an attack. And it's used so often that even I use it when I give examples. But try to be aware of when you say never and always when accusing your partner, because you don't want to accuse, first of all. You don't want to make someone feel guilty. You want to bring something to their attention in a way that they care about you. And it's like, hey, I don't feel like you care about me when you do XYZ, okay? Put it like that. Don't make it like an attack, like an open attack, because what they will do is they will defend or attack back. So either way, you're not going to get to them. So yeah, some of you might have a conversation here about how your person is not making you happy, or how your person is, you know, lacking in the relationship somehow. But if you feel like they are not making you happy, first of all, maybe, you know, time to reconsider altogether if you want to be in this relationship. The whole point of a relationship is to add to your happiness. And this brings me to my second point. If you got in this relationship hoping that, you know, maybe you were depressed, or maybe you were in a low spot and you were hoping, oh, this relationship's gonna save me and it's gonna fix all my problems and it's gonna make me happy and take my depression away. If you came in with such expectations, once again, this relationship might not be for you, or relationship might not be for you furthermore at this time, because you picked it for the wrong reason. A relationship is not meant to heal you like the way you think. You're supposed to heal yourself. The relationship can add on to that or help you with that, support you with that, but it's never the other person's full responsibility to heal you or to make you 100% happy. Okay? All right. Now, the stuff talks about balance in your relationship, balance in your life, and it also gives you the power to decide where things are going based on first of all, making sure your needs are met. So if you notice that in this relationship your needs always seem to be put on the back burner, or you're the last person to indulge, you're the last person to eat, maybe you want to reassess your priorities personally, putting yourself first and foremost as a first step. And then secondly, analyzing how your partner, if your partner is willing to give you more of their attention or give you more of their energy, if that's needed, healthy, necessary, and balanced, because this is going to be different depending on the dynamic you each have with your partners. So with that being said, let us move into the tarot now and see what else we can get from Spirit in terms of where this relationship is headed. Can we get some more details, Spirit? On where this relationship is headed for pile 2. Alrighty. Where is this relationship headed, Spirit? And I'm letting you guys know that I will be taking reversals right now. Where is this relationship headed for pile 2? Alright, we have the King of Swords. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords. We have Strength. And we have Temperance. Love to see it. Because, and we also have the Nine of Cups, and I'm gonna keep this right here. Because Temperance is basically talking about balance, and it's talking about finding your rhythm. So let's start with the beginning, just making sure everything's in frame. All right, so we have the King of Swords, and we also have the Knight of Swords. Wow. First of all, this is talking about you guys need to communicate more, or communicate more efficiently, or communicate more directly. Because I feel like there might be some passive-aggressive tendencies here, where you guys kind of hope that your partner will guess what's wrong with you and guess what you need, but you're not actually going to say it out loud. You assume that they should already know this about me, but they don't, either because they didn't pay attention, they didn't realize it was quite that important to you, or something else altogether. But it's important to say what you need and mean what you say and tell the truth, okay? Don't leave room for interpretation. Swords are about clarity and directness. We also have the King of Swords. Now the King of Swords, to me, especially here, is all about deciding what you want and sticking with it, because the King of Swords sometimes can act as a guide or as a judge. And so you would expect from a guide or a judge to give you like a finite solution, right? Like something very forward and very clear and direct, and this is what you need to do, period. And I feel like this is what your relationship is going to be emphasizing in the next chapter, being more direct, more honest and truthful about what it is you need. Communication is going to get clearer. I would say be careful, because you might be blatantly honest and hurt each other in the process. So have some compassion when it comes to how you explain what you need and what you're lacking, in a way that, once again, doesn't hurt your partner, doesn't accuse them, doesn't make them feel like they're guilty, because that is going to block proper communication. Now, we have the Four of Pentacles here. This Four of Pentacles talks about preservation. So that's good news for you guys, because it means the majority of you will keep the relationship, and you will get the relationship to a place of stability. And from here on now, after getting to that point of stability and having clear communication, you can then work towards improving it even more. With the Eight of Swords, I think it's time for you to face the music, I guess. I don't know why I heard that. To face the facts. There might be some power dynamics in the relationship where you try to put one another down, put each other down in order to give yourselves more power. You might not be honest with how you feel about yourselves, with your self-esteem. Or there might be some emphasis here, like I said, on past trauma, where other people have put in your head that your abilities are limited and that you're not good enough as a person, and these things are going to be confronted and healed within the relationship. With Strength here, you are going to go through a phase of finding your own well of power, I would say, personal well of power within yourselves, and you're gonna have unlimited resources there, unlimited water to quench your thirst for emotional stability, mostly, especially when the outside world is challenging. You will basically manage to find the strength within yourselves to pull through, and not to rely on anything exterior, like your partner comforting you, or a shopping spree, or scrolling interminably on TikTok, or whatever it may be. So, yeah, Strength talks about finding your own power and empowering yourself by doing so, by not placing your happiness in someone else's hands, even your partner's. And finally here, Temperance talks about finding what works for you specifically, because Temperance comes after Death, after card 13. So something is changing from the root, something is getting uprooted, and is going to be reborn, recreated in a way that is more suitable for your needs in this relationship. Temperance also can talk about mixing pragmatism, practicality with intuition and spirituality. So finding a balance of those could also be something you guys are working on. Maybe you guys will start praying together or practicing more of your beliefs spiritually and religiously. Even if it's not together, being more accepting of the differences between your beliefs. And finally, the Nine of Cups once again talks about filling your own cup first and making sure you are happy personally. When you come into this relationship, when you come to meet your partner. And this doesn't have you necessarily have to break up, doesn't have to mean you have to break up. The Nine of Cups can work in a relationship if you make time for yourselves to do what makes you happy. So scheduling time throughout the day for you to practice your hobbies, like I've mentioned before, to practice your passions, to do something that you like, you enjoy, that your soul is healed during the process of doing that specific thing. Okay? So what we are going to end the reading with is 3 more cards, and we're going to ask Spirit for advice. So Spirit, what advice can we offer? Pile 2. when it comes to their relationship, their connection. All right, let's see. What advice can we offer Pile 2? The Two of Wands. Okay. We have the Tower. Don't be afraid. You're fine. You're good. And the Two of Cups. And we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So I guess I'm gonna take it. The Two of Wands talks about planning. It talks about finding commonalities between you and your partner, finding common goals, and reprioritizing where you spend your energy, how you spend your energy within the relationship, spending more quality time together. Okay. The Tower here talks about going back to the base of this relationship. What is this relationship based on? How did it start? Why did it start? You might want to change the base, and this will change the relationship altogether. And that's why I said, for some of you, trigger warning, the relationship might meet its final chapter, its end here, because you realize that there's no common foundations for you to work on and build on. But for some of you, I do feel like, for most of you, I do feel like Spirit is saying you are going to restructure it from the base, as long as your partner is also willing to stick with you through this. With the Two of Cups, I feel like there's gonna be a need for you to be more connected, to offer, like, to be more reciprocal, I guess I'm trying to say, with each other, in a sense of making sure that when you give something, you give from a full cup, and that your partner gives from a full cup. So it's okay to help one another, but only as long as you two have the energy to do so. Don't get yourself in debt when it comes to your energy levels by trying to uplift the other when you can barely keep yourself afloat. And finally, we have the Ace of Pentacles, which basically talks about having a more grounded, more practical approach in this relationship, and kind of grounding what the fuck am I trying to say? Grounding it. It sounded weird for a second there. Grounding it from a place of imagination and illusion, I would also say, grounding it from a place of fantasy and idealism into more of a pragmatic view. So let's say, your partner can't fix all your problems, but that doesn't mean that the relationship doesn't have value. Your partner can still bring value by helping you to cook, helping you with your groceries, helping you to clean the house, helping you to go to the hospital if you're hurt. Knock on wood. I do not wish that on anyone, but yeah, a relationship is there to make sure that we have support in times of, times like this, times of hardship, I suppose. It's not the only reason why it's there, but you gotta make sure that you can get support from your partner, that you can count on them to be there when shit hits the fan as well. So Pile 2, this is pretty much where I'm gonna leave your reading. I really hope it resonated. Do let me know down below in the comments if it did. I would appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel if you find value in the content that I deliver. And if you want to connect with me even more, you can do so by booking a private reading. I am offering those at the moment, or booking your birth chart interpretation with me. You can find details by DMing me on Instagram, or just looking up my price list on Instagram. You can find it down below in the description. All my other social media is listed down below as well. My secondary YouTube channel, it's a channel of creepypastas and rituals. You can also find it down below. You can find my Etsy shop down below, where I have my own tarot deck and oracle deck. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I have for you. I hope I will see you soon. Be safe, and have a good one. Bye! Your Pile 3, welcome to your reading. I gotta say, your cards gave me the chills. This is probably not going to be the answer you're expecting. So let's talk about what's going on here. I want to start with the obvious, and I want to start with the card 41 here. It says just throw time at it until it's a thing. And I freaking love this card. I love it with a passion. He basically iterates that nothing is impossible in this world. You just gotta throw time at it. Basically, dedicate yourself to doing a little bit every day, and eventually it will manifest into something tangible. So this is your good sign, I guess, in this reading, that your relationship is not coming to an end. You just gotta throw time at it until it's a thing, until it's a solid thing, until it's a thing that you can count on. But there are a few shifts that this relationship is going to go through. First of all, with Actramis here, this is card number 17. 17 could be significant, the date, the age. 2017 maybe could be significant for some of you. But this basically talks about you guys shifting your vibration, shifting your energy from a lower state of fear, oppression, anger, shame, to a higher state of just peace, relaxation, bliss, love, acceptance, surrender, okay? So this is the general theme. This is the general gist of the transformation that this relationship is going to undergo. You guys are way too logical about this connection, by the way. It's literally not, I would say it's not that deep, but it's actually deeper than you think. So quit trying to make sense of it in small words and in small terms. That's pretty much what the reading is saying. You cannot put this connection in a jar and label it. It's much bigger than you think, much deeper than you think, and it serves a much broader, bigger purpose than you understand it. This is not just about you not being lonely. It's not just about you having someone just so you can say you have someone and you're not forever alone. It's not even there just to satisfy you physically, sexually, emotionally. No, it's there for a lot of reasons, let's just say that. They are not unveiled to me, but they will be unveiled to you. This is what the reading's saying. They will be unveiled to you as time passes by. You have so many valuable lessons to learn with this person. And no, they're not all bad. Actually, none of them is bad. Some of them might be more painful to integrate, but I feel like this person is an eye-opener for you. This connection is an eye-opener for you. So let's talk about the Seer card here. This card urges you to open your eyes to the obvious, to stop asking useless questions. Also, did you know denial is a river in Egypt? So this card also urges you to get out of your own denial of reality. If something's not working right now, it's not working, period. It just means you have to accept that something needs to be done to get that process to work better. Maybe that's communication, maybe that's intimacy. I don't know. There's something in the relationship that's obvious and easy for you to see and grasp that you are ignoring, pretending like it's not there, or asking dumb questions about. Spirit's kind of blunt about it. Like, I don't personally think any of the questions are dumb. I understand you're trying to make sense of this, but Spirit is saying, no, that's dumb. Like, stop trying to make sense of shit. Stop. Like, just go with it. Stop intellectualizing your feelings. Stop trying to put the relationship in a bubble and put, like I said, and label it. That's not gonna solve shit. That's like beyond the point here. That's what Spirit's saying. It's beyond the point to trying to explain some of the processes here. You might be very, very smart, in fact, and you might intellectualize your feelings really well. You might be into psychology. That's not gonna help you here. So even if you understand, oh yeah, this person suffers from such and such trauma caused by such and such distress in their past and their parents and blah, 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 it's not gonna help you, period. Like, unfortunately, and it hasn't helped you in your development either. Yeah, it's made sense of some things, but has it fixed those things? No. You still have to work through your feelings. You still have to work intuitively. You still have to give yourself permission to do such and such. Feel good in your own skin. Stop shaming yourself. Stop blaming yourself. You know, it's like you still have to go through the experiences. Doesn't matter if you rationalize them or not. You still gotta go through the experiences. You can rationalize them when you're old and decrepit and you have to teach others the lesson, but until then, rationalizing them's not gonna do shit for you. I don't know why Spirit's so blunt with you guys. I'm so sorry. Just I'm being fed these messages, and I have to give them as they come. They're not even letting me try to put them in like kinder form, I guess. But I love you guys. Please don't feel like I'm yelling at you. Let's talk about the underworld for a second. This is a card of transformation and change. It also is a card of atonement. For some of you, this could be a karmic card. This could talk about you get what you give, or how you interact with the world is how the world's gonna interact with you. And I don't feel like this is necessarily a card of punishment. Well, if you know you've been unkind, specifically because you wanted to and you knew you were doing that, then yeah, it may be a karmic card in a sense of you get, you know, to atone for your sins, whatever. But for the most part, I feel like this is showing you that what you kind of expect to get from the world, that's what you'll get. If you expect better, you get better. If you expect worse, you get worse. And it's also kind of being in a limbo. So the relationship might go through a period of transformation, limbo, where you can't necessarily define it, where it's not how it used to be, but it's also not how you want it to be. It's kind of just in between, lingering there, and that's okay. The process of transformation does not happen overnight. Once again, just throw time at it until it's a thing. You're being told it's fine, it doesn't have to be fixed tomorrow. If it feels weird, it's not the same, but not quite there, you're on the right path. Also, Spirit is saying that you might want to work with your intuition more. Stop trying to perceive things through with your eyes or with your logical mind, and process it more through what you feel, what your gut's telling you, and what your intuition is whispering into your ear. I want to read a little bit from the guidebook here because I kept it open specifically for that. So it says, the seer has arrived now to challenge you to get out of denial and begin telling yourself the truth about your situation. Wishful thinking, this sentence here. Wishful thinking will not make Wishful thinking will not make what you desire happen when you're refusing to see things as they are. The truth may hurt, but it will set you free to claim the bounty that is waiting for you to notice it. This is a moment of true power. The seer offers you his medicine. When you are ready, surrender your vision to Spirit and ask to be shown the truth, no matter the price. Once you do so, your eyes will open and you will receive a powerful gift. So, the powerful gift in this situation seems to be clarity on what to do. And for a lot of you, the word of the day and what you're gonna get guidance about is patience. Be patient. Stop settling for what you have. Urge your partner to think about this too, like, hey, do you think maybe we're settling here? Do you think maybe we could do better? Or do you think we should look for someone else? But I don't feel like this spells a breakup for you guys. I do feel like it entails a lot of transformation, and like I said, stop intellectualizing your problems and actually do something physically to change your situation little by little every day. To give you a little bit of an example here, because I know you guys like examples and they help. So let's say, for example, you make it a habit every day that you and your partner let each other know, hey, I'm leaving for work, hey, I'm leaving from work, I'm 10 minutes away from the house, or something like that, just as a habit, so that you guys know, okay, they're safe and they're thinking about me, getting worried about them being safe, so they're letting me know, so I'm not worried. It's a little thing, a little habit there that helps you both have some comfort and create a little bit of what is that called, familiarity, like a pattern. Yeah, like a pattern that you guys can recognize, and that pattern can bring you like more of a sense of stability and connection. Or for example, make sure you kiss and hug every time you leave and every time you come home, or make sure you hold hands when you leave the house for at least, you know, a couple minutes here and there. Make sure you come back to one another. Like, I don't know, whatever you feel every one of you needs. Maybe it's about one of you making some good food, like homemade food, home cooked, at least twice a week, and the other offering the first person a massage twice a week, like some sort of reciprocity like that, just to create like a closer bond and a feeling of intimacy and closeness, you know. But it's not something you intellectualize, like, yeah, we gotta go through a therapist because we have problems in the relationship. No, you need to work more based on your feelings and your daily routines. And it's not like an academic degree that you're chasing here, okay? So stop treating it like an academic degree. Okay, finally, we're gonna talk about the riddle, which normally I address this first, but for whatever reason I've been told to leave it for last. The riddle talks about two things. One, tendency to trick, play, and manipulate in the relationship. And two, like I said, stop rationalizing it and start understanding it with your senses. Your rational mind is going to lead you further astray. Now, ask yourselves, where are you playing yourself? Where are you playing your partner? Where are you not being truthful? What tricks do you play? Little trick that you could play is, hey, what's wrong? Oh, nothing, I'm fine, I'm totally fine. You know there's something wrong, you know what's wrong, you won't tell your partner what's wrong. Trickery, okay? Whether that is based on a specific reason or not, if your partner wants to connect with you and is asking you and they're offering you their time and energy, like, take it. Why would you not? You know, like, you're playing yourself and you're playing them. Dumb. Anyways, this is number 53 if anyone cares for the number. So we have 40, 41, 45, 53, and 17 for numbers. So yeah, once again, the riddle basically says stop trying to understand the relationship through your rational mind for the 11th time in this reading. Let me see if there's anything in the guidebook that could help you guys out that I haven't mentioned. Yeah, when the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right answer. It cannot be found, and ultimately it is not important. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the situation. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom of a Zen koan. Focusing harder won't do it, neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Just throw time at it until it's a thing. Be patient with this connection, okay? Eventually you'll learn a powerful, profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect, okay, and the reality of not knowing. It may in fact be the only reality there is. And you also might have a big like aha moment, like the answer might be revealed to you when you least expect it. And yeah, it's closer to you than you think. It's like one of those riddles, like, oh, it's so obvious, how did I not get that? Like, yeah, when you open up your third eye, your intuition, you connect more to your emotions and your feelings, and you kind of detach from the rational mind. That's when you might have your aha moment, if you really want to know the answer. Okay, let's move into the tarot now. Oh man. Okie dokie. Where's your tarot deck? Here's your tarot deck. So Spirit, what more can you tell us about where this relationship is going for pile 3? What can you tell us about where this relationship is going for my pile 3s? Where is this relationship going, Spirit? And I am taking reversals for this one, just so you guys know. Okay. So I just realized I actually think I said that for the second pile, but I didn't actually take reversals, or there were no reversals, not sure, but I don't remember seeing reversals. So here you go. We have the World in reverse, we have the 7 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. All right. And I get 3 more here. We have the 6 of Wands. Well, a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion. A lot of dynamism in your relationship. The Ace of Pentacles in reverse and Strength. And I swear to God, every single pile, I have cut the deck or drew this card for the 10 of Swords in reverse. You guys are overthinking majorly. And I also see that trauma from the past also crippling you, especially mentally. It's exhausting, man. So, what do we have here? Love it. So we have the 7 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. I feel like in this relationship you are going to learn how to impose your boundaries more on your partner and take more time for yourselves. 7 of Wands here might also mean feeling like you need to defend yourself and your achievements. This might be a little distracting, so I'll be wary of that, where you feel like you're being attacked when you're actually not. I feel like the reason why you always affirm and reaffirm what you've done and how great you are is because you don't really feel like you've done much and you don't really feel like you've, gone far enough. And so you might notice this in your dynamic with your partner, that you guys are always kind of attacking one another's achievements in order to feel better about yourselves, or you feel the need to defend even when you're not being attacked. So be careful with that. I would also I also see here a lot of tendency for you guys to plan things, but not a lot of follow through, like not a lot of actually implementing those plans. So be aware of that. Take more of a pragmatic approach. Try to, like, not necessarily plan less, like still you're it's okay to plan, but if the only thing you do is planning, then we have a problem here. Try to implement small steps and start with something that's a little bite you can actually thoroughly chew, like the example I mentioned with make sure you kiss and hug every time you leave the house or whatever, something like that. Something that's not gonna feel like too much to do. And then we have the World here reversed with Strength. So for you, I also heard it's not the end of the world. This relationship's not crumbling. You guys are just learning, and I feel like every bio has had this lesson. You guys are just learning how to count on yourselves a little more. I feel like there might be a little codependency pre-existent here, and that can be due to like the media kind of showing us as we grow up that in a relationship your partner's the one that saves you and makes everything better, makes all the problems go away, and that's not true. There are always going to be problems, more or less of them at different times of our lives. We just gotta find it in ourselves to maintain the peace in the midst of chaos within ourselves, because so it will be without. And it's like, no matter how hard things are, you can always count on you. It doesn't mean that your partner's not there. It just means don't create like unrealistic expectations of what your partner can do for you in times of distress, because they might also be going through the same level of distress. And it doesn't mean the relationship is damaged. It just means you guys, your energy is limited, and sometimes all you can do is focus on you being okay. Because I promise you, they will do the same thing. And if you both focus on each of you being okay, then you can reconnect safely. But sometimes you just gotta go through it by yourself. And that's fine, and that's okay, and you're safe, and you just gotta remind yourself that you are safe. So let's see what advice Spirit has for you. Spirit, what advice do you have for my pile 3s and their relationship, their connection? See, this card just wants to come out. And there's a lot of overthinking here because you also have the 9 of Swords. I'm going to put them back in. If they want to jump out again, that's on them. The Lovers. So Spirit, what advice do you have for my pile 3s and their connection? What advice do you have here? So we have the 8 of Swords. If you were kind of drawn by any other piles, feel free to watch them because the messages were fairly similar. Not identical, but similar. The King of Wands. And for the advice cards, I'm not taking reversals. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. So leave it up to fate sometimes. This is that riddle card kind of showing up again. Leave it up to fate sometimes. You don't have to understand everything. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to make sense of everything. Just live. Just live. Life knows better than you do. The universe knows better than you do. And the universe is the only one who needs to know these things sometimes. Like, you're free. And free yourself from the constraints of your mind. I feel like you guys are living your lives a lot in your own heads, and you're not living as much in reality. You're not exerting all of that energy outwards, okay? With the King of Wands here, you have a very attractive energy. You just need to express it more, to be yourself, to put, do what's in your head, do what you want to do. Don't just think about it and get excited. You guys are fed a lot by ideas, and they kind of quench your thirst, but you don't actually express those needs, those desires, those impulses in the real world. You just kind of leave it fester in your head, and that's what's exhausting you so much. And it's also putting pressure on the relationship, because instead of actually acting on what you want, you just think about it. Okay, so yeah. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. If you found this content, this video helpful at all, I would really appreciate if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, leave me a comment down below and let me know how this resonated for you. I also do offer personal readings and birth chart interpretations and any chart interpretations and predictions at this time, so you can find me and my social media down below in the description. Message me on Instagram, please, if you are interested in any readings. You will find my price list over there as well. And yeah, all my other social media is listed down below as well, together with my secondary YouTube channel, which is a Creepypasta ritual channel, where I write and narrate my stories. I also have an Etsy linked down below where you can find my tarot deck and my oracle deck if that interests you. But that's pretty much what I have for you. Thank you for sticking till the end if you did, and hopefully I will see you soon. Bye bye.